students, grades pre-K through 12th grade. Two of my diabetics, one of which is Carson. All of my children attend the school that I'm at. Carson is my one diabetic in elementary. He's in first grade this year. I also have a 17-year-old diabetic by the name of Amy. Amy was diagnosed with diabetes when she was 6 years old, the summer before her first grade year. I have taken care of Amy for 11 years. During the course of the 11 years, Amy and I have become very close. I have gotten attached to her family. Her mother and I have become friends. I've learned a lot through Amy. I have seen the ups and downs that she's gone through, the challenges that she has faced. I have seen the strive that her family has done for Amy to live a normal life. A year and a half ago, January 18th, we took Carson from Beaumont to Texas Children's with a diagnosis of new onset diabetes. When we got to the emergency room, of course, being a nurse, I knew that that's probably what this was. As a mother, I didn't want to accept it. I couldn't understand why they continuously said new onset diabetes, because in my mind, I'm thinking this is temporary. This is something that's going to go away. You know, something that's not going to last forever. As that term continued, it just kind of sinks in. Okay, this is real. We've got to grab it and we've got to go with it, which is what we did. His sisters jumped on board. They checked his blood sugar. Cortland has given his injections as well. He's a trooper. He'll let anybody check his blood sugar. He'll let anybody give his shots. No matter how bad it hurts, he's going to tell you it's okay. I mean, he really is a true trooper with his diabetes. He has accepted it head on. Is it fun? No. You know, we do face a lot of challenges as a family. We face a lot of challenges at school. When we first came home, first thing we raided was our pantry. All the snack cakes, all the cereal. You know, you can't imagine what kind of carbs are in those type of foods until you actually start looking, counting. So in our mind, if we didn't have it there to where he had to see it, you know, it was easier for him. So we didn't go with this as only Carson. We did it as a family, and we support Carson. When he was in the hospital, the little girl, the 17-year-old that I've taken care of, she missed school. She came to see Carson. She's become Carson's advocate as well. There is 10 years difference in their age, and Amy and Carson help each other a lot. Amy told her mother, after questioning herself many times throughout the years, why do I have diabetes? Amy told her mother that day, she said, now I know. She said, now I know it's to help Miss Christian and Carson. You know, through the course of the years, as a friend would have a birthday and they bring cupcakes, we'd scrape the icing off of Amy's cupcake, you know, or she could have the cookie and not the juice. And to tell a 6-year-old that you can have your cupcake but not the icing is really pretty hard. And not just hard, but it's, at that age, you want to be accepted by your peers. You don't want to be looked at as different or singled out. So there's other challenges along with the physical realm. There's also the emotional aspect as well. Amy changed roles with us. That's what was so special about our story. The girl that I had taken care of for 11 years actually changed roles. She began to take care of us. So the role change had switched. We looked to them for advice, as Carson did with Amy, as I did with Amy's mother. You know, you never know the challenges that life is going to bring you. In all circumstances, we can use our weaknesses to become a blessing to someone else, which is exactly what Amy did. Like I said, Carson is 7 years old. He is just like every other little 7-year-old. He loves Legos. He loves sports. He's very active. He has 3 sisters. And in a house full of girls, you can imagine how spoiled he is. He receives approximately 30 finger sticks and 45 injections a week. In the year and a half that he's had diabetes, he's probably had approximately 450 finger sticks, 675 injections. So you can imagine the finger sticks and the injections that are left for Carson in his lifetime. He's not on the pump. That's something that we are encouraging him to do. He's just not ready for that yet. We give Carson as much independence with his health care as possible, because as a child with diabetes, so much of your independence has been taken away. so we let him decide as much as he possibly can as to where his injections are given, where his finger sticks are given. There are times when he says he's tired of diabetes. There are times when he says that he's tired of the injections. When he was first diagnosed, he would ask me, Mom, when I get to be as big as you and Dad, will it go away? So in his little infinite mind, he thought that his diabetes was going to go away. Forever for a 5-year-old is a very hard term to grasp. Not something that they understand, and it's very difficult for you to explain that as well. Counting carbs, injecting insulin, recognizing highs and lows, those have all become a way of Carson's life. He receives insulin every time he consumes anything with carbs. Being a boy, he loves to eat. So to him, he says, bring on the injections. He likes to eat, but it is hard, regardless of how many injections he has to have, it is very hard for him. His typical day starts with a blood sugar check in the morning, 2 injections after breakfast, blood sugar check at lunch, injection after lunch, injection at snack, blood sugar check at dinner, 2 injections after dinner, and a blood sugar check at bedtime. So you can see how this routine would get very tiresome after a while, and it does. You can do anything for a short period of time. The longer that you have to do something, the harder it becomes. Because this has become our lifestyle, we like I said, we accepted it head on, and that's what we do. Carson knows what he can and cannot have. He knows what he has to do. We were at a birthday party once, and he was thirsty. The lady that he told was frantic and trying to find me. Carson looked at her and he said, I can have water. So there is a lot still left to in the world of education. Diabetes is very complex. It's often misunderstood. He can't eat and drink whatever he wants. He just has to have an injection every time he does it. He is able to recognize his lows. He's able to recognize his highs. Now his highs, when he's high, he's very irritable. It's very hard for him. When he's low, he's very lethargic, very tired. He does have a difficult time focusing in class if his blood sugar is low, which causes him to have to leave. As a school nurse, I see these students a lot throughout the day. If they do have highs or lows, they have to come to me. We treat it. But, thanks to the ADA for passing a law that allows these diabetics to eat in the classroom, that has helped them tremendously. It's helped school nurses, it's helped the students. Also, the UDCA law requires 2 certified employees on a school campus to be educated in diabetes and its treatment process. That also has helped as well for our little diabetics. And thanks to organizations like ADA and our legislation, we are able to protect our children like Carson and so many other children out there. Diabetes is life-threatening for children. It's critical to have corporations like yourself to become involved in Tour de Cure to help children like my son. As they talked about the expense, it is very expensive. From what I understand, the pump is even more expensive. But when it comes to your child's health, when it comes to the things that they have to go through, money doesn't matter. You're going to do what it takes to protect your child. You're going to do what it takes to have as few finger sticks as possible. And if that means, spending that extra money, then that is what we're willing to do. We're here to support Carson in every aspect that we possibly can. Carson is my hero. I tell him all the time that he is my little hero, and that's because he's cute. And I tell him a lot of times, you better be glad you're cute, son. But he is my little hero. And at this time, he wants to tell you what it's like to live with diabetes and give you some of the side effects that he has when he's low. So Carson, can you tell everyone what it's like to live with diabetes?
Not fun.
Why is it not fun, though?
Because I have to take blood sugars and shots a lot.
Can you tell them what you feel like whenever you're low?
My legs wobble. I feel bad. makes me tired.
And that was his classic sign whenever he would come to me and his blood sugar would be low. He would say, "Mom, my legs are wobbly." You know, and that's how I would know that his blood sugar was low. Now, if he's high, that's when he goes off on his little tangents, you know, very irritable. The lows are what makes him feel the worst. So, tell us what it's like at school and with your friends having diabetes. He is able to still do sports. He does his sports, but we do, you know, we stop to check blood sugar. We'll bring our water, you know. Some things do have to be a little bit different. There's no way you cannot single out these children just because of their health, you know, because of their need. But we try our hardest not to bring attention to it. We try our hardest to treat him just like every other child would want to be treated, to be as normal as possible. But, you know, we do strongly encourage you to become a part of this Tour de Cure. You know, just the short time that my little family has been in here, they're all pumped and ready to jump on board. They want to ride in September. So we may have to buy a couple more bikes and get some training wheels off and see what we can do. But is there anything else you want to say to them?
Please ride for me and other kids like me.
Please ride for me and other kids like me. Thank you.
Thank you so